time for another miserable season here in Detroit. Let's be honest, we have to call a spade a spade. That's what is, that's what it's going to continue to be for the, for the long-term future. I was going to try to say short-term future. I can't lie to you guys. It's still going to continue to be rough. But the last season, we did have some success. The emergence of Jamie Drysdale, winning the Calder, probably should have gotten the Norris, but again, a devastating plus-minus of -77 certainly cost him. The draft itself, though, wasn't all that great, which is extremely detrimental to us. Hopefully this year is a little bit better. There was the talk of, are you going to add another team? We'll see. I don't really want to do that until we need it as a safety net. If it becomes apparent that this series is just going to flounder, then yeah, maybe we'll do that. Or the option to get rid of a draft pick for, a first-round pick next year and just hope that we get lucky with that team's pick. That could be done as well. We'll see what happens. All in all, though, let's see how this goes. Goaltending, you already know how it is. These are the only two guys that we have on the roster. Obviously, everyone else we were going to let go of. Defensively, DeKaiser, Tuomisto, Comiskey, Sigalet, they are all gone. We're going to be signing Stock, who was the #1 overall pick, arguably one of the worst #1 overall picks ever. We'll see. He's a medium top 6 at least. Imagine if he was a medium 7th, it would have been that much worse. But yeah, DeKaiser, Tuomisto, Comiskey. We might bring back DeKaiser actually, but for now we're going to let go of him. It'll be a good morale boost if we bring him back. Bon Saxon is gone. We got no defensive help there. The other Ryan O'Reilly, Matt Reed, Chad Costello, hell of a name, he's gone. Pretty much we're just going to be letting everybody go. And we'll see what happens from there. Molson, Sarainen, Karainen, all the Finns. And then Franz Nielsen's gone. Master Simone's going to hit free agency. Wish we could use him. We can't. So basically everybody that you see there is going to be let go of. We are going to continue the trend of signing the players that we have available to us as soon as possible. And we'll see how that works out for us. But Nick Stock has at least signed his ELC. And we'll at least take a look at what free agency is going to look like. But obviously, I'm going to jump cut this and set up the team as best I can because there's going to be far too much to do. $73 million in cap space and only 18 players in our contract. But the big free agents here, Giroux, Barzal, Zibanejad, Carl Grunstrom's way the hell up there right now. Palat, Couturier, Hurdle. There are some pretty big names. And when it comes to the goaltenders, you have the likes of Markstrom, Rask, and Kemper leading the way. Where will they end up? No idea. Where will our team end up? Nope, no idea. All right, so as per usual, the setup took forever, as again it tends to do. This team is, again, going to be awful. Unfortunately, I signed too many free agents, so I'm not allowed to fully have this roster be made up of our young players. But Brennan Othman, you have Hoffman, Galad for the forwards, at least with the Red Wings. Our defense, you still have Jamie Drysdale, Bales, Gretz, and Staios. Fortunately, Drysdale did not go up to high elite or franchise, so that's pretty disappointing. The goaltending is still going to be the same, though. Pironen and Tristan Lennox. So we did sign people to contracts, but yeah, I ended up signing too many free agents because I was kind of getting bored, and it's tedious, all things considered. A quick look as well at the coaching staff and how it stands now. So we do have close to a top-notch coaching staff for both the NHL and the AHL. And for scouts, we have 20 scouts, all of whom, of course, are focused in the OHL, which brings me to the draft class. Let's take a look now at who's available, and we're going to know really whether or not we have anything to look forward to this season. There is another top player from the O, and again, he's not from a team that we're able to draft from. Luke Tennell from the London Knights. There's Vic Takashi, also not available, but we do have Roberto Champion, who's not as good. 37th, but maybe he can prove to actually be worth it. So again, our teams, Flint, Saginaw, lovely Erie, and of course, Windsor. And right now, it's a bit of a rough start. We do have Eddie Mcgrath, though. Okay, so right there, that works. There are at least 2-3 decent players to pick from. So that's actually decent. As long as Champion, Mcgrath, and Shepard are all at least okay. We have 2 wingers and a defenseman, so we should be able to use that to our advantage. There's also Cameron Merritt. That's not Cameron, it's Cameron. The names in this game, I tell you. Brady Bowden's. Brady Bowden's also available, so Wild wasn't. Sudbury, Hamilton, Kitchener, Ottawa, London, Oshawa, Sioux, Peterborough, Mississauga. It feels like I'm singing the Pokemon song. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all so we don't suck. We're gonna suck for a long time, though. But hey, that's the name of the game. Let's see. Saginaw, Howard Low. Decent name. Kingston, Oshawa, Ottawa, Peterborough, Guelph, Peterborough, Erie. Hey, there we go. Carson Hart. There's also a Brian. What, dude? Brian. It's not Brian. I refuse to call it Brian. It's Brian. Good old Brian Gryba. Let's see. Larry Lee. How I wish you were available. What a name. Let's see. We got another option there. So already I'm more optimistic about this upcoming draft. You know, we might not be getting a franchise level player, but some of these guys, hopefully, that we end up drafting this time out will hopefully be a part of any future success that we have. You know, these are going to be the building blocks through the, you know, the middle six lines or even the fourth line, third pairing defense, stuff like that. That's really going to pay off for us down the line. Unfortunately, from here, though, our luck's kind of running out. I don't think we have to really search any lower than this. We should be fine when it comes to the draft. But that gives you at least a basic look at what's coming up. So some optimism heading through the season. We're going to quick sim the season. I'll see you at the tail end of it. And we'll see how we do. We're going to have the number one lottery odds again. Will we win for a third time in a row? I doubt it, now that we know the Detroit Red Wings have no lottery luck. 17 wins this season. Better or worse than I thought it would be? I'm honestly not sure. But regardless, worst team in the league by far. Just 36 points this season, so technically we are getting better. Jamie Drysdale, again, despite the team not exactly being as finely tuned as I wanted, was still nearly at a point per game. If he doesn't go up to high elite, then I have to question some aspects of this game because he has been unbelievable. As you get a look at the points, Toronto takes the Eastern Conference. At least I don't know if they won the President's Trophy. They didn't. They were third. I should have looked up there to begin with. Boston, Tampa, and Buffalo also make it. Montreal was also hot garbage. We were very close to not having the top lotto odds. Carolina, the Islanders, Penguins, and Caps also make it again. Columbus and the Rangers. There were the haves and the have-nots. I mean, Columbus and the New York Rangers also terrible. In the Western Conference, Nashville was garbage. And in the Pacific, I mean, Arizona, Vancouver, not that good as well. So, as mentioned, the haves and the have-nots this season as the Winnipeg Jets win the President's Trophy. Our goals for per game, worst in the league. Our goals against per game, the worst in the league. We'll take a look at the point totals, though, and then, of course, we will quickly go through the playoffs and all that happy fun stuff. See what happens from there. So, Jamie Drysdale obviously led the way, but for forwards, it was Brennan Othman. 32 goals, 67 points. Very, very good for him. And like I said, even if we had somebody else available, I probably would have gone with Othman because I think he can be the guy that really leads this team. He was playing alongside Advocator, who had 50 points. He's still on the team, of course, for that horrible contract. Next player to pay attention to, though, is Hayden Fowler. A very nice plus-minus there, but, I mean, he's up to a 70. You know, he might be able to carve out a spot on the fourth line. Same for Max Galad. I'm hoping, or Galode, I'm not sure which. Hoping that those two can be decent parts of this team moving forward. Brendan Hoffman there as well, kind of around the same range with those players. Defensively, of course, Drysdale was the main one to look at, and you would have seen he's still an 88, still a medium elite. But Matthew Bales, you know, getting closer to a 70 overall. Marcus Gretz getting a little bit closer, but he's already 21. And Nathan Staios, also 21. It's just he's not going to pan out. You know, he might be a staple of the Grand Rapids Griffins by the end of it. Both goaltenders, of course, struggled. Lennox, I guess I went best lines. I forgot to put him back in, but he got some games in. Piernin was still the primary starter and was okay, I suppose. When it comes to what happened around the league, see what we have here. Kirill Kaprizov led the way, 109 points. Laine, Matthews, Scheifele, Stamkos, and Kucherov also up there. Goal-scoring king was Kaprizov, Caulfield, Matthews, and Scheifele all hit 50. And for the assist leader, it was Nick Ehlers in Winnipeg. For the defenseman, the point leader was Jamie Drysdale. Will he get the Norris this year? Probably not. If I had to guess, it's going to go to Torrey Krug because of the plus-minus. So Jamie Drysdale realistically could have won the Norris in his first 2 years in the league. It's insane how good he has been for us. He has 142 points in 163 games. It's going to take him a long time, if ever, to adjust that plus-minus for his career, but hopefully he can prove to do that, as Cole Holtz, Jeremy Davies, and Krug all broke 20 goals as defensemen. For the goaltenders, the winningest was Connor Hellebuck, Swayman up there for the Bruins, I'm guessing. Indeed, for the Bruins. They didn't get rid of him. The shutout king, Swayman and Varlamov. And for save percentage, Semyon Varlamov is likely to win the Vezina. Hellebuck gets a decent shout. You get a look at Dostal for all the Ducks fans out there. He's looking pretty good at this point. The rookie race, the Calder, it is going to be Shane Wright for the New York Islanders who wins it. Not all that surprising, of course, with how good Shane Wright happens to be. So let's sim through the playoffs. We'll see who happens to win it all, and then we get to the draft, and we'll see just how well that goes for us. Again, there's some optimism. I haven't taken a look at the updated draft board since we last looked at the beginning of the season, so it's tough to say just where exactly we're going to be in terms of just how well we can do in this draft, and can we maximize the picks that we have available. I mean, I don't think we're going to have anyone who's projected to be a number one pick, but, 2 or 3 players that were there that would have been second-round picks if we can get at least 2 out of 3, not too bad. As good old Meatloaf once said, shout out to Meatloaf, the musician, the food. As the Washington Capitals win the Stanley Cup yet again, we'll see their journey and how that went down for them to get there. Drysdale now showing up as a 91 overall as the Capitals beat the Anaheim Ducks in 6 games. They beat Toronto, Boston, and Carolina to get there. So take a look at the winning team. Of course, the playoff tree was there for you to look at if you cared. Alex Ovechkin does it again. Dylan Larkin's on that team, isn't he? He's not. He was on Anaheim. He was so close. But Ovi, Kuznetsov, Vrana, no new names outside of Devin Shore, Teddy Bluger, Josh Anderson, so still pretty much the main forward core. Defensively, they added Braden McNabb. Alex Alexiev has made the team, as has Martin Ferrari. So still pretty much what you would expect to see from them. Ilya Samsonov, an .899 save percentage in the regular season, turns it on in the playoffs with a .923, and they win. Tristan Jarry, call him what you will, Ari. What you will, Ari? He is also a Stanley Cup champion. So for the awards, again, Washington winning it. So far in the series, we've seen Winnipeg, Minnesota, Philadelphia, and Washington. Kirill Kaprizov took home the Art Ross. The Hart went to Mark Scheifele. The Norris goes to Torrey Krug. That damn plus-minus. Lady Bing to Nikolai Ehlers. Shane Wright wins the Calder. Kuznetsov wins the Conn Smythe. Varlamov the Vezina. Hellebuck to Jennings, Masterton to Ian Mitchell, Jack Adams to the Islanders coach, Keller wins the Selke, Ted Lindsay to Scheifele, and the Rocket Richard to Kaprizov. Again, Drysdale robbed 2 years in a row. In the AHL, Ryan Suzuki scored the most points. Hugh McGing was the league MVP. I think that's Sasha Pastujov scored the most goals. Ryan Suzuki, top rookie. Mitch Reinke, top defenseman. Jonathan Bernier, top goalie. MVP of the playoffs, I think it's Simon Ersson. I'm not sure. The Ersson. But, for the Rockford Ice Hogs as they win the Calder Cup. So that is another season that comes to a close. But now, we get to focus on the task at hand. Of course, the lottery results will be first, and we did not win. We fall down to 4. So 10, 9, and 7 all moved up, which is crazy. It's not that detrimental to us, thankfully, compared to some of the other years where it could have been incredibly detrimental if someone was actually at the top of the board. But indeed, Champion, Mcgrath, and Shepard are all slightly on the outside. Interesting. We're going to have to do some interviews here to find out for sure. But as we take a look at retired players, Joe Thornton calls it a day, as does Patrick Marleau and Jason Spezza, all over 1,000 points. Pavelski was close. You also have Steen, Eriksson. Franz Nielsen ended up signing with Nashville before retiring. And for the defensemen, Yandel, Letang, Keith Giordano, Edler, Bouwmeester hung on to have an even longer career than he's already had. It's Quick, Crawford, Hutton, and others all retire as well. We're going to get some staff members, whether coaches or scouts, I do not know, but we're going to get some staff members out of this. Bozak and Giordano are now coaches. And we are going to try to take advantage of these interviews if we can. So with Champion, we know his ETA is 4 years. We don't know the ETA from Mcgrath, but he has no weaknesses, and we know the ETA for Shepard. Let's interview Eddie Mcgrath, although I plan on taking him. I'm going to take him and probably Shepard. We need to see what's up with Champion, who is not looking like a champion. I want more info on Champion, because otherwise it's Mcgrath and Shepard no matter what. So let's talk to one Roberto Champion and get confirmation on strengths and weaknesses. We already know the ETA. So again, personality-wise, I'm not too concerned about the personality, actually. Play style. I mean, we already know the readiness. That's true. I just need to ask skills. There we go, which we have strengths for you, which is he has a good shot, apparently. And your weaknesses... he has poor defense, which isn't that surprising. Might as well ask about the personality. I don't remember if that was answered or not. But he's the consummate professional. Way to go, Roberto. So, in terms of new info with one Roberto Champion, I mean, I don't know if I feel any better about it. Probably not. You know what? I think we're good. And then later on we have, there's a steal. Cameron Merritt. Medium elite. 19 years old, though, which means he was in the draft last year, and we didn't take him. Interesting. But he's available now. He's going to be a low overall, but he is a medium elite, so I feel bad for Bowden's. It does not bode well for Bowden's in terms of me actually picking him up. Let's see who else is available here. Hewitt. Hewitt we don't know much about. Let's talk to him, because we do need some more defensive prospects. I mean, we need everything right now, of course, but Kaden Hewitt, we'll just ask about the old personality. Go back to new and tell me about your readiness, please. 4 years. So again, another low overall player, unfortunately, for one Kaden Hewitt. And, I mean, we could talk to Garvin. I'm just going to go for it at this point. Let's see what happens. But it's looking like we're going to have a decent draft here, all things considered. So we'll see who we missed out on because people weren't available. We fall down to the 4th pick, as it is Tanel, Bedard, and Matvey Mcgrath who start off this draft. And for us, it will not be Fantilli or Jaeger, even though I actually don't know what teams they're on, but it's fine. I'm going to go with the safe bet. We're going to take Eddie Mcgrath here because I just don't know how to feel about Champion or Shepard. We're going to find out. But Eddie Mcgrath, the 17-year-old defenseman from the Erie Otters, is clearly the pick for us to take. Yes. Yes. That's not bad. I just punched my headset in excitement. Low elite, 66 overall at 17 years old. That's tremendous. I mean, you want to talk about a defense pairing with Drysdale. That's looking incredibly likely. Eddie Mcgrath as the DFD and Drysdale as the offensive defenseman leading the play. I think we have a combination there that will be featured in Hockeytown for quite a while. So very happy with that, especially for someone who is considered to go in the 2nd round. We'll see what happens from there, as again we have more real players that I've added in. I know some of the high overalls are a bit off-putting to some people, but hey, it at least makes them usable, because at the end of the day, you don't really know how these players are going to fit in. But I am still incredibly happy as it is. It's the computer-generated players that still, that you can't stop from joining the league that really kind of screwed over. And we did much better than Anaheim or Washington, so I'll take that. So next up, it's one of the 2 forwards. It is either Champion or the guarantee in Tony Shepard, and it has to be Tony Shepard. Again, can't guarantee it with Champion. I like the point totals, but with Shepard, it's similar. We're going to go for Tony Shepard from the Saginaw Spirit. Already has a pro release on his shot. Tony Shepard, come on down, and then Merritt in the next round to add to the forwards. Very happy with that. Shepard's a 63. Good with that. And we move on to the 3rd round. So let's see who we missed out on here. Just in terms of the players we had available. Bates wasn't available to us. That's a pretty damn good pickup. Champion was a 60. So we did very, very well there. There are actually some pretty damn good players going here in this second round. This is crazy how much talent is available right now at this stage. Bowden's is off the board. He was a medium 9, so again, our choice is incredibly easy. It is going to be Cameron Merritt that we pick up with this next pick from the Erie Otters, the 19-year-old. Perhaps a long shot to make it. He's only a 58, but you look at the start of this draft, and this is one that we are going to remember for a long time for these first 3 rounds. Perhaps crucial to any future success that we might have, as our next pick would be projected 130. So we'll see what happens next with those who are available. But right now I'm feeling pretty good about our chances, as we'll see who we have pinned here. These are all the players left. Tough to tell. Howard Lowe, though, is showing up as a gem, which is promising. We don't have anybody else that's guaranteed, and we do have some players that are still pinned from last year's draft. So taking a look, Hewitt is the highest rated at this point. Physical, 4 years out. 4 years out's not bad for an 18-year-old, though. That could be decent. And then there's Garvin, who we just don't know enough about. And then Carson Hart, 5 years out, likely to be even lower. And then even further down is Howard Lowe. I think we go for one of the 2 defensemen, and the best one appears to be Kaden Hewitt from the Flint Firebirds. So he is next here in the 4th round. I mean, medium 7th's not amazing, but, we'll take it. He can at least help fill out the roster. Any pick is a good pick right now. So let's see, it's Garvin, it's Hart. I mean, we should be able to get both of them. We should be able to get Garvin, Hart, and then the goaltender. Right? Because Howard's at 211. So let's see, we need 211 and 170. Let me check this really quickly, just to see if we're going to be able to complete the sweep on getting these players that are projected in the top 200. It's going to be just off. No, it's going to be just right. At least for the goaltender. I think I'm going to take the forward as opposed to the defenseman. And then we'll take the goalie with the next pick. Yeah, I'm sorry, Garvin. Let's go for Carson Hart from the Erie Otters. Hope for the best with him. Medium bottom 6. That's about right. To be honest, I'm not really all that surprised. And then the other dude that we were looking at. Now, Gryba, I think, was there too, wasn't he? Or it was a different Gryba. There was Ebbett, Blomdahl, Brophy. Oh, no way. That sucks. Walter Garvin was a medium top 4. Now he's only 19, or he is only a 57 at 19 years old. That sucks. I mean, there was nothing there that indicated he was going to have that good of a potential. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And unfortunately, with some of our scouts, you would have seen, like, oh, their region accuracy is low, but they're good scouts, and that's the risk that we take in the beginning stages of a series like this, where I prioritize getting good scouts over scouts who are good in that region, and it backfired here for us. Howard Lowe, this goaltender, is the obvious pick, 6'2" at 17 years old, .918 save percentage for Saginaw. He is the obvious pick here in the 6th round. He is a medium elite, so, I mean, he's only a 47, but we redeem ourselves, and all in all, this has still been an incredible draft for us. Just a medium top 4 in the 5th round would have made it look that much better. So our final pick to cap off this overall solid day. Let's see who is the next available. I thought that was going to be Spencer Knights. That would have been great. So there's Sasaki, who we know nothing about. There's the Gryba guy that we were talking about, who's definitely not going to be taken. There's Barlow, who we don't know much about. And then aside from that, it is, it's just pure guesswork. Pure guesswork. So anybody in the 300s I don't think I want. So we're going to unselect these options. So it comes down to Barlow or Sasaki. Both defensemen. Sasaki's younger. Edgar Sasaki from the Erie Otters is the pick. He's a medium top 6. That's not too bad. He's only a 46 overall, though. So we missed out on one player that I would have preferred to have over who we actually drafted. But between Mcgrath, Shepard, Merritt, Lowe, I think we did incredibly well for ourselves with this draft. Matt Dumba was traded, or at least his rights were traded, for a second-round pick. So I am extremely pleased with what we had seen in this episode today. I mean, again, you talk about this team right now and how we're set up. I mean, Dom, Hammond, and Schneider, who we signed, are all going to be dropped. But for our goalies now, and I am going to sign Howard Lowe, actually. For our goaltenders, we have Lennox, Pirinen, and Lowe. There's a chance that it's going to be Lennox and Lowe as the NHL options to start next season. Defensively, obviously Mcgrath is going to play alongside 90 overall Jamie Drysdale, who is still a medium elite, but now he's a legitimate top 2 defenseman, which is phenomenal. I have some optimism here. Gretz is over the 70 mark. We might see some others take that step up. We'll sign Hewitt as well. Sasaki, might as well sign him. I mean, we'll see what this roster looks like at the beginning of next season. But there is reason for optimism right now. As crazy as that is, I expected to get a lot of garbage in the draft. But if we can put together drafts like that every couple of years, we might be okay. And now you talk about the forward core, we're going to roll Merritt with Cashman and Othman probably on the top line next year. And that could be huge for their development. So very happy with this team. That will do it for this one. We'll see what happens next season. But all in all, again, reason for optimism with Drysdale and Othman leading the charge. You know the deal. Check out everything in the description if you haven't already done so. Of course, let me know what you thought in the comments. And especially now, I will say there is, I'm not going to be one that's like, oh, I'm not making as much money doing something that I'd love to do anyway. But there is somewhat of an adpocalypse going on right now, thanks to the old C word that I'm not allowed to say, or YouTube will bop this video. But yeah, so if you're not subscribed, feel free to hit that sub button, drop a like on the video, help me out a little bit more in these trying times. And of course, if you want to support me in other ways, there is Twitch, there is of course Teespring. That link is in the description below as well, and there is the lovely Patreon, in which case there will be a Houston episode up tomorrow, everybody. Tomorrow. I'm going to run out of time to record today, but tomorrow is the game plan for that. I love you all. I will see you soon. And until next time, have a good one. Stay safe. I'll see you then.